how to make glitch hop kind of series. I'm sorry about the time it's taken between them. I've been really busy with an upcoming album I'm trying to produce for 2013. So the project I have with you today, guys, is one of the tracks will be on that album. And today's going to be less of a tutorial and more of a kind of challenge to set yourself. I feel when I'm producing things that, especially glitch hop music, that I need to try and limit myself at the start and try and use one sound and then try and get a good rhythm, because the rhythm of the bass accompanied by the drums so makes certain music so great. I feel like a prime example is, you all know Koan Sound. They have an unbelievable sense of groove, rhythm and timing. I mean, when it comes to their bass lines, just it doesn't even have to be a good sound, it can just be the way that they make that move in amongst the drums, sort of thing. So I'm posing a challenge to you guys today. The first drop of my track features one sound. It's just a short little quick sample that just goes. Now that, I'll tell you right now, that's from a Razor sample pack. That's a Razor bass line, just straight out the box. This is just for the start of this drop. However, I do implement more sounds further onto the drop, as you can see. But I want you to just try this as a wee challenge next time you go down to your DAW. Just sit, pick one sound, put a drum beat on. You can use a loop just now, or if you've got a drum beat then just use that. But try and make something catchy out of just one sound. Now obviously I've done a lot of automation and added effects and stuff like that. Now I did say one sound, but that doesn't mean you can't process it in different ways. So for example, I've got two different types of camo filters on this. So experiment with those kind of things and experiment with the different kind of sounds that you're going to get, and obviously pitch changing. So going into each individual sample, giving it a different kind of note value, note range, and you can also just mess around with formants. Complex Pro is probably the best thing you can do for this, guys, but I'll give you a wee blast of what I've got so far for this bass line. And remember, this is one sound from a sample pack, just different lengths and different cuts to make a different groove. Okay, so you can see how one simple sound can make pretty decent results, as long as your core sound is good. And this can be the exact, you can do the exact same thing with plugins from Massive. I always feel now that I've started producing for more than a year now that it's easier to render things to audio and lock yourself in with that sound that you've made, because I mean the possibilities to re-edit and resample and pitch change, especially using Ableton's great warping tools. I mean, I think the most overused thing for my productions now is the Complex Pro mode and resampling and changing pitches and stuff like that. I use that over 90% of the time when it comes to bass lines, because it's just so handy to be able to just change the pitch. I mean, you can do it in MIDI, yeah, but you don't get that same kind of feel as when it's audio getting downsampled almost, giving it more grit. So that's my challenge for you guys today. Simply just pick one sound. It can be out of a sample pack, it can be a Massive preset that you've just made, like just render it to audio, cut it up, take different sections of it, shove filters on it, etc. The post-processing in glitch hop is probably the most underused thing I see. A lot of guys send me messages saying, yo man, how can I get my bass lines to sound a lot bigger and a lot more epic? Well, most of the time it's don't stop at Massive, keep going past that. I mean, Massive will only give you kind of an in the ballpark range of where you have to start at, but your sounds like this don't happen without the tons and tons of processing that goes on afterwards, guys. So just to finish off, I'll give you a wee kind of build up of the drop for this, and then you can hear the first bass line in context. And if you guys want to catch this track at any point, I encourage you to follow me on my Facebook page, because that'll keep you most up to date with when my album's actually going to be out. I've got some great collabs and remixes lined up from some different producers that I know and some singers. So the link will be in the description below, and I hope you enjoy this little preview here.
Thank you.